You gonna ram through all of those cars and do what? Crash, because you got up too fast and you weren't able to maneuver around the roadblocks that were ahead of you. What's up, problem solvers? Happy money making Monday. It is your trendy sales guru, Zakia Gradney. Let's get into the video for today. Let's sit down and be real with each other. Becoming an overnight success sounds great, but it's really dangerous and scary. Let me put it into perspective for you. Imagine you in a race car, right? But you're driving on 288. I live in Houston, that's 288. Whatever the busiest freeway is in your city, 610, 288, whatever. You driving on the busiest freeway, right? You got a new sports car, and that car get up 0 to 100. But it's 5 o'clock, and you're in traffic. You gonna ram through all of those cars and do what? Crash, because you got up too fast and you weren't able to maneuver around the roadblocks that were ahead of you because you weren't prepared and you weren't in the right environment. So let me teach you how to build the right environment for your business so that you can steadily increase from 0 to 100 and keep that momentum going so that when you do hit 6 figures, you can sustain 6 figures. So I'm not just preaching and talking to y'all, I'm talking to myself too. I had to check myself on these things because that was my mindset the whole time. Gotta hit 6 figures, gotta hit 6 figures, instead of focusing on how can I hit 5 figures consistently monthly. Now that I do that, I'm like, okay, boom, now I can increase the number of 5 figures that is gonna get me to the 6 figures. So if you have not consistently started hitting 5 figures in your business every month, this is what you need to do. Number 1 is fix your mindset. 6 figures is great, trust me, I used to make it, but don't focus on the 6 figures right now. Focus on building your business in a way that will sustain 6 figures. And the way we do that is by creating processes, implementing systems. I always tell my clients, when you are a growing business, because I don't say small business, when you're a growing business, you have to get out of the mindset of thinking of yourself as a small business. Because what you'll do is start repelling things that actual businesses have in place to help them scale. Because you'll say, oh, I'm too small for that. I'm like, oh, you need automations in your business. Oh, I'm too small for that. Like, no, you built the systems and the foundations now because they help you scale. And when you scale, those systems are already in place. So now all you have to do is fine tune and tweak them to be able to handle the capacity of clients that you have coming in. Because that's what we all want, right? An influx of clients. Actually, no, I want to be able to serve. I want to be able to serve at the highest capacity without having to reach burnout. That's what I want to be able to do. You probably want to do that too, right? Okay, so number 2, you need to figure out who your perfect client is. Now, I know you probably already did this work. I know the demographic. They 17. They live in Texas. They go to college or whatever, right? That is demographic. But I want you to dig deep. I always tell people, you should be able to pick your perfect client out in a lineup. You should be able to have a conversation with a group of 50 people and be like, that's Sarah. Because give her a name. Give your perfect client a name. That way, when you start talking and you're posting content, you talking directly to Sarah. Because when Sarah see that content, she gonna be like, oh my God, that's for me. How did she know? How did you know? And baby, they're gonna be ready to give you their money. So figure out who your perfect client is. You can ask your questions, things like, it's 7 p.m. What are they doing right now? What are they thinking about? What do they need right now in this moment that you have, right? Some other questions you can ask about your ideal client is, how much money do they make? Do they have children? Do they have a husband? Where do they spend their time? So understanding who your ideal client is really going to help you craft great messaging. Crafting great messaging is what's going to bring the leads in. Right? Lead generation comes from great messaging. So get really good at your messaging and you'll be able to generate the leads. And then we'll talk about converting them to clients later. Now, number 3 is my favorite one. It is understanding the problems that they face. You need to list out, you should have a list of 20 different problems your ideal client is probably dealing with right now that you have the solution for, right? A lot of times growing businesses will focus all of their attention on their product, their service. This is what we can do. This is so great. We're so amazing. And it's that's not doing anything in the mind of your client. Your client, your ideal client, your perfect client needs to be able to visualize themselves using your product or service. And the way they do that is by you telling them the problems that they're dealing with. For instance, my perfect client, these are the problems that they face. They've been in business for about 5 years. Initially, when they started their business, everything was great because they were getting referrals from friends and family. The excitement was there. Now it's starting to taper off and they don't have any processes in place to generate leads. So month after month, they're not making no money. And then one month they may make a lot of money. And then the next month they're not making any money. And then another month they may, it's very inconsistent. They cannot predict their paycheck, right? So those are the problems. So you should list out 10 to 20 problems that your ideal client may be facing right now. Number 4, set your quota and set your goals and then work the numbers backwards. So quota is basically the bare minimum that you need to survive. You need to know that number, and that's the number that you need to hit monthly. And then your goal is what you would like to make, okay? So if the bare minimum is, let's say, $5,000 a month, then you need to figure out, based on your products and pricing, how many of those products or services you need to get off a month. And then you create tasks to help you get to that quota. Once you're able to hit quota, then boom, you shoot for the stars, which is your goal, okay? Got it? So number 4 is set your quota, set your goals, and work the numbers backwards. So if you know what you need to make monthly, you know what you need to do weekly. And if you know what you need to do monthly, then you know what you need to do annually. Big picture, smaller picture, even smaller picture, it's the funnel. Got it? Okay, number 6, you need to post consistently on social media. Notice I said consistently and not constantly. Post consistently on social media. Also, in addition to posting on social media, you also need to be out and about, networking events. You need to be building like a circle of influence, or power influencers is what I like to call them. And we'll make a video on that later. But basically, they're people that can influence other people to come buy from you. And they usually are around your perfect client, so you have a better chance of reaching them. Okay, so number 6 is post consistently, lean on your power influencers, and build an email list. Now, how do you build an email list? Okay, so that brings us to number 7. You need a lead magnet. Now, a lead magnet is basically a way for you to give something for free or a discounted amount and get your ideal client's information in exchange. So an example of a lead magnet, I'll tell you guys what my lead magnet is. So my lead magnet is a workbook. It's the Entrepreneur's Guide to Control Their Paycheck. So basically all the steps that I told y'all today, they're basically in that workbook, more drawn out. If you want to download that workbook, I invite you to do that. I'll put the link in the description. And once you click that link, it's going to ask you for your information. So it's a simple form and it'll ask you for your information, name, email address, and phone number. And you can consent to, I want to receive information from this person, right? So once you complete that simple form, my system will capture your information, and that every time somebody does that, it builds my email list. So you need number 6. So you need number 7 to hit number 6, okay? So your homework is to figure out what your lead magnet is going to be if you don't already have one. And number 8, you need a system to nurture those leads that you just brought in and guide them to become paying customers. That is what I like to call curiosity to cash, which is another brand that I own. I don't know if I properly introduced myself to y'all, but my name is Ikea Gradney. I'm the owner of Trendy Sales Guru. Trendy Sales Guru is a sales agency. I help growing businesses just like yours increase sales in their businesses by creating processes and systematizing them through automation. Under the Trendy Sales Guru umbrella is Curiosity to Cash, which is a fully loaded CRM sales and marketing system. So like we were talking about the lead magnets today, what my system does is text out the manual process of everything. So you tell me what the lead magnet is. We create the simple form for that. We create the simple form for that. You make content posting consistently on social media. When you're posting that, you are guiding people to click the link in your bio. The link will be the lead magnet. They click that, they put their information in. It feeds to Curiosity to Cash, which is the CRM sales and marketing system. Once it feeds to Curiosity to Cash, then you tell it what you want it to do. Send them an email, send them a text message, and you're going to follow up with them and guide them along this beautiful journey of awareness that a problem exists to, baby, let me give you my money because this is what I've been waiting for my whole life. Okay, friends, that was 8 steps for you to create consistent income month to month. Once you start getting that consistent income month to month based off of the quota that you have, then we're going to worry about 6 figures because the next step is to scale. So if you want to follow along the journey with me to scale my business to 6 figures, click that subscribe button. Turn on your notification bell. Do they still do that on YouTube? I don't know. I feel like I'm an old lady. Click the notification bell so you'll be notified anytime I post a video. And follow me on Instagram, baby, because I be over there all the time. It's Trendy Sales Guru. All right. I hope that was helpful. I'll see you guys next week for another video. And remember, business owners are salespeople whether they like it or not. So you might as well get good at it. See you next time. Bye.